ऑल राइट फ्रेंड्स,
सो
तो स्क्रीन दिख रहा है ना आप लोग को?
जी क्लियर।
हाँ।
Okay, so next topic is regionalism in India. So let's discuss this. Let's start. Dasharath, go ahead.
जी रीजनलिज्म इन इंडिया, इसका इंट्रोडक्शन इज गोइंग गोज लाइक दिस: ह्यूज साइज ऑफ इंडिया, सो रीजनल पॉलिटिक्स इज नेचुरल. It says that you find that regional politics is bound to happen in India because of its diversity or hugeness. Politics of identity, this is also part of politics of identity, like regionalism, caste based politics. Geographical plus social cultural identity. Regionalism encompasses in itself geographical identity and social cultural identity. Regional movement may become sub-national movement and challenge and territorial integrity. So all regional movements may not be like secessionist movement, but few out of them may go become like sub-national movement and challenge the territorial integrity of the country itself. Like in northeast, Gurhar Pal Singh says that it is core periphery model, in which he says that regional movements from border is cause of concerns, not from core. So like Vidarbha, Saurashtra, Vidarbha in Maharashtra, these are like from core. In northeast movements types are like from border. So the movements which are rising in the border area is cause of concern for the nation. There are types of regional movement. In secessionist movement like Alpha in Assam, Ulfa, Kashmir, Khalistan, Nagas. There are movements for statehood like Gorkha land, Bodo land. Movement for greater regional autonomy, like when center state ruling party are different. You can say for West Bengal in recent terms. Bhumiputra movement like Shiv Sena in Maharashtra, Assam Gan Parishad in Assam. Linguistic basis पे Tamil subnationalism has risen. So there are five types: secessionist movement, statehood, greater regional autonomy, Bhumiputra movement, and linguistic. Bhumiputra means son of soil theory. Next is reasons for regionalism. Regions modernization theory explain it as Rudolf and Rudolf says when democracy is introduced in traditional society, people will go for identity politics. So Rudolf and Rudolf has always analyzed that democracy is introduced in India, it has been imposed from above. India has been inherently in traditional society, so modern India. So political parties will go for mobilization on identity base. Another is culture, poverty or scarcity. There is a lot of poverty. There is culture of poverty in India. There's so much poverty in India. So Mark Juvensmeer, he says or she says regionalism in Northeast. He analyzes from the perspective of scarcity. The scarcity of the resources in the Northeast is leading to the regionalism. Another is culture of affluence. Thomas Januzi, state of Punjab Khalistan movement, because they were affluent. But how did it culminated into regionalism? Maybe, but the Punjab Khalistan movement is offshoot of the culture of affluence. There is another region, uneven development. Example can be of Telangana, Jharkhand. Robert Hargrave have the concept of use this concept and example of Vidarbha in Maharashtra, Telangana, and also Jharkhand was in this from their separation from Bihar was also the result of this. Son of soil theory, Myron Weiner gives this theory. Shiv Sena of Maharashtra, example Assam Gan Parishad of Assam will become being an example here. Politics of opposition, given by Professor Iqbal Narayan. Political parties which are in opposition, mostly if they are in states, just for the sake of opposition, they will oppose. And if the ruling party is the nationalist party and not the center, then in due course of opposition, this might lead to regionalism. Sanjeev Barua, our identity as Bengali is centuries old, identity as nation is 70 years old. So he compares also that our nation is new. and our identity or national identity is rather new with respect to our traditional identity of being Bengali or Hindi or Tamil. Paul Brass say nationalism is short-term trend, regionalism permanent in Indian politics. So Paul Brass connects it to the politics, and that it is regionalism is permanent in Indian politics. Nationalism is short-term trend; it may come, it may go, or anyhow it has a history after Britishers' advent. There are external factors also. Paul Brass also gives the external factors like the role of external states like Pakistan, China, etc. Are good or bad? We will judge the regionalism whether it is good or bad, just like the caste in politics, good or bad. So it is threat for what? So territorial in expression, so it may jeopardize the territorial integrity of the country. Dr. Prerna Singh in her book How Solidarity Works for Welfare, so she says sub-nationalism and social development in India. Southern states had regional movements and they had bargaining power. So got more development in comparison to UP Bihar. She gives the idea that because of their mobilization based on identity or regionalism, they managed to get more resources in comparison with the states like UP Bihar where regionalism didn't work. Or she also gives the concept of development deficit. She gives the example that South Indian states have managed to bridge the development deficit. A record of government in dealing how
will we consider her work as positive or negative? It seems like her work is positive. I mean, she looks at affirmative.
Exactly. Positive. It is positive. Because her book name is How Solidarity Works for Welfare. So solidarity is working for welfare, development deficit को मैनेज करता है, गैप को नैरो डाउन करता है, और ये रीजनलिज्म का पार्ट था, उसी से मोबिलाइज होने के कारण ये राइज हुआ. अब गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का डीलिंग क्या है, फिर देखिए. बिफोर दैट आई वांट टू ऐड वन मोर पॉइंट दैट वेदर रीजनल एस्पायरेशंस challenge India's unity or integrity. So at present, no. At present, regional aspirations is not challenging India's unity and integrity. Once it was a threat. At present, regionalism is not to be seen as a crisis of nation building. Regionalism should be seen as a crisis of development. If we can promote inclusive growth and sustainable development, the challenges can be managed. So scarcity resource-based theory is analyzed through this. Sarkaria Commission and Punchi Commissions also tell that the best way to deal with regional aspiration is through democratic decentralization. They gave the tool to counter regionalism. It is to be noted that the real reason behind Gandhi's suggestion to go for Panchayati Raj was that it was the best way to accommodate India's diversity. So at the outset of the discussion, we thought because of diversity of India, it was bound to happen. So Gandhi's Panchayati Raj system or Gram Swaraj was the best way to accommodate everything, considering the huge size of India and diversity of India. And Sarkaria and Punchi Commission also went for the democratic decentralization to counter specifically regional aspirations. Now, record of government in dealing. So if we see in other developing countries, then it will be stark success for India, a stark contrast. And if even with advanced countries, so how? Better than other developing countries and some advanced countries, except Kashmir, other movements don't threaten territorial integrity. Managing Kashmir is difficult due to excessive involvement of external factors, due to its strategic importance. Flaws in New Delhi policies of not implementing Article 317 later in spirit. So now I think this point should be removed. A government policy on regionalism, no formal policy. There is no formal policy how it should we respond. Trends observed. So we can observe the trend towards the government's response towards regionalism. Government ready to accept any out-of-box solution, any. Asymmetrical federalism allows for this, but within constitutional limits. Asymmetrical federalism allows means to say at Schedule 5, 6, special status to states, something like this. And government is ready for talks, but no force or no violence is accepted. Usual pattern is to offer political economic packages. गवर्नमेंट्स पॉलिसी हो गया, नो फॉर्मल पॉलिसी. अतुल कोहली सेज रीजनल मूवमेंट शो इन्वर्टेड यू कर्व. Let me add Western countries experiences. The government may go for democratic method in Western countries. Government may go for democratic methods like referendum. However, in developing countries, whether the democratic like India or authoritarian like China, there will be greater reliability on force. Regional movements are also in Western country like Quebec in Canada. I'm knowing this example, and Catalonia in Spain, and I don't know more in developed country. Atul Kohli says regional movements show inverted U curve, inverse U curve. Movement rise reaches to peak and then fades. Peak depends on, and the peak also depends on amount of public support. To deal with them, democracy is the reason. Democracy has solution for regional movements. So both as the reason, factor, cause, and as well as the solution. Democracy co-opting people in decision making by devolving more power. So here also we can see the feeling of democratic decentralization. Atul Kohli also says that more democracy is needed to counter regionalism, to accommodate regional aspirations. Professor MP Singh, a need to strengthen Panchayati Raj system, Sarkaria Commission, strengthening of local self-government. Gandhi also supported village republic to control such diversity. Regional movement is crisis of development, not crisis of nation building. Balanced regional development, inclusive growth, cooperative federalism is important measure. Ambedkar tells interest of nation over party interests. This is regionalism finished. Should it be summarized?
Okay. Should I summarize it quickly or should we?
हाँ प्लीज यश कर लो यश भाई.
Okay, I'll just summarize the topic of regionalism in a very brief manner. Okay. Firstly, we discuss about introduction of regionalism and the reason why regionalism exists in India. So basic fundamentally is because of the size, diversity, geographical vastness, social cultural identity. It has existed, and apart from that, there's another reason held by Gurpal Singh, Gurharpal Singh, who gave core periphery model, who held that regionalism movement from border is cause of concern, not from the core. So whether it's good or it's bad or it's is of concern. So this Gurharpal Singh has advocated for that. Now there's a various types of regional movements. One is secessionist movement, for example, you'll find Assam, Kashmir, Khalistan, statehood like Korkhaland, Bodoland, greater autonomy when it comes to Punjab, regions like Kashmir. They argue for greater regional autonomy. Bhumiputra movement, which is basically sons of soil movement, specifically in Maharashtra region. Then we have linguistic, basically Tamil subnationalism in Tamil Nadu. So this is how it works. Then there are various reasons for it. So various scholars have given various theories of regionalism. Modernization theory by Rudolf Rudolph. Culture of poverty and scarcity by Mark Juergensmeyer. And affluence by Thomas Juanji, who gave the state of Pakistan, Punjab, Khalistan movement. Then we have uneven development given by Robert Hargrave. Then we have Sons of Soil movement by Marian Wiener. Politics of opposition, whose the only reason is to give an argument of opposition and for their narrow political interest. Then we have Paul Brass, who argued that nationalism is short-term trend and regionalism is permanent in Indian politics. So apart from that, we have external factors, including that of Pakistan and China, whose trigger the regionalism. With respect to Pakistan, we can give example of Khalistan and Kashmir. With respect to China, we can give example of Ulfa in Assam, or maybe Naga, Greater Nagalim, idea of Greater Nagalim, and even dispute between Assam and Mizoram. All these northeast region is more broadly influenced by this China factor. So whether it is good or bad, so somebody says it's good, some says it's bad. When it comes to positive aspect of regionalism, Dr. Prerna Singh in her book How Solidarity Works for Welfare, so she held that southern it has proved to be better, and uh, she gave the example of southern states that they have more bargaining power and they developed comparatively more than North India. And also, I do not know the scholar. We can add another point here that regionalism has not transcendent into development of region. For example, Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand were separated, were given separate statehood from Madhya Pradesh and Bihar, but they have not yet achieved significant developmental, and there exists development deficit. So we can argue that there is a need for decentralization as well as building governance deficit rather than giving um, prioritizing regionalism. So we can conclude on that front. Then we have record of government in dealing. How do government see it? So broadly, it shows that except for Kashmir, they don't threaten territorial integrity, and the solution in order to manage this issue is decentralization. So I think Atul Kohli some argues that democracy is the cause and democracy is the solution to address the rising regionalism. So also we can give argument of Gandhi, who argued that Gandhi's idea of Swaraj in his book Hind Swaraj also argues that uh, decentralization and Panchayati Raj system is the best way to address the regionalism and accommodate the diversity of Indian politics. So Atul Kohli has also given the theory that regional movement showed inverted U curve. So this can be quoted. First, movement arises, then reaches its peak, and then fades away. So the peak depends upon the amount of public support they have. So that's how it works. And Professor MP Singh said that there is need to strengthen Panchayati Raj system to address the regionalism. And also Sarkaria Commission and Panchi Commission has also argued that decentralization and strengthening of local self-government, PRI, and idea of Gram Swaraj is the best way to address the regionalism. In short, we need to address governance deficit or democratic deficit. So that was the fundamental idea. And balanced regional development, inclusive growth, cooperative federalism is important measure to move through this crisis of development and address the regional movements. I think more or less this was it. Maybe.
फेस हुआ है रीजनलिज्म के बारे में रिसेंट टाइम्स में किसी का स्टेटमेंट या कुछ भी किसी को याद आ रहा है तो
Akshay, I mean, guys, Said Atta Hasnain, he's a former Army general and a scholar in EIF, Vivekananda International Foundation. He said that regionalism, especially in Kashmir and the Khalistan, is the product of Pakistan to divert their attention. And in case of China, the former ambassador Parth Sardi said their attention is not to create a separate region, but to divert the economic development of India to the region level. And also in world we see that the Texas is trying to get out of their from US and the California, and even we see in third world countries like Ethiopia Tigray region. These are the examples of the regionalization within the world politics. I mean.
There were, I think, two more examples with respect to regionalism in world global aspect.
Catalonia.
One is Catalonia in Spain, I think, and another was in New Papua Guinea. There was a new country that was formed in a year back. It has not yet given UN status.
Uh,
And Quebec in Canada.
समथिंग
No, no,
लाइक
no.
गुगन्स
But
वैली
I,
कुछ
I do
नाम
not
से,
know about Quebec, but
गुगन्स
there's
वैली नाम
one
से कुछ नाम है, बी से कुछ नाम है.
um, um, in Papua
I
New
mean,
Guinea. Mhm.
in the case of Quebec, it's almost into the in 1990s. Still, Quebec have that extra status. Okay, they are within the conflict within Canada that it should remove that because it's a French sphere and the Anglo sphere.
Yeah, and method approach of the government to counter those regional movements are also different in developing country and developed country.
Yeah, different.
Even in
I
the
mean, the stress, please.
yeah. In the case of Spain, Catalonia, we saw there is political struggle going on. But in case of Scotland's freedom from England, we saw the referendum took place. In the case of Gibraltar from England, we saw the referendum took place. But in Quebec, Canada, it is still going on. But in notes, it is given that developing countries will always tend to use force than those method like referendum. It is in accommodating their interest. So it's better for developing countries to buy regional to balance than to mitigate the development deficit. Better not to make it rise. Uh, that's what I was telling.
If we compare the developed world and the developed or third world, we see that for developed world, it's economy. That's the sense they are trying to separate from other. In case of Catalonia, in case of Texas, because they are oil rich in California, they are a huge share. But in third world countries, even in Ethiopia, we see they are separating for the culture, the Tikari culture. Okay, we in especially in Asian side.
Means to say we are regionalism also in, clubbed with the identity politics,
Right.
ethnicity.
Right. But in India, these are mixed. Even in the recent case of Tamil Nadu, it's because of the economic crisis, not because of the culture.
India is a case of mixed. During
Right.
linguistic
It's
during linguistic movement, the rise of Tamil Nadu, Nadu means nation. So
hmm,
that was like of regionalism. Regionalism also was in Sri Lanka. This was
hmm,
identity based, sometimes linguistic based. So already the notes also mentions few sectionist movement in India like Naga and in Northeast and Kashmir. Otherwise, everything was sub-regional, not national. Sub-national consciousness was not there. Identity-based, development-based,
hmm,
linguistic, regional, son of soil. These all are identity-based politics. Means to say, identity-linked regionalism.
right.
And more or less there the peak of the Atul Kohli, which tell that it will depend on the level of participation. So that also depends on the accommodation. If the Indian government or any government is able to accommodate those demands, then their peak will be small or peak will be low. But if it is not able to accommodate their demands, it will be high peak regionalism. So we are fortunate that our constitutions have something for everyone. So it is best one of the best enabling document. It enables everyone in the country and the nation. That's why I think a secessionist movement which are external state led or propped, they survive, but other regional movements are accommodated by federal system, creating new states, or like Panchayati Raj, or like granting economic status like a special status to states, like government schemes, negotiation like Assam in India, Gandhi Longowal Pact in Punjab, in the Assam Accord, like this, even in Naga Accord. So we have developed a unique method, innovative methods under the constitution, ambit of the constitution. We have enough flexibility and resources to deal with them.
If we borrow Max Weber, isn't that we have Indian Constitution? I mean, in my words, Indian Constitution have piecemeal approach rather than holistic approach to deal with the regionalization. And in Shekhar Gupta, one of his Cuttack collector, he said that India, it's the time to say that we celebrate diversity than unity in diversity.
Yeah, I think it may also, Shekhar Gupta, we celebrate diversity in place of unity in diversity.
Right, right.
That is also result of the political mobilization based on identity. That's why it
Right, right.
happened, I think.
Hmm.
What was your argument when you said that Constitution of India provides for piecemeal approach rather than?
Holistic approach.
Okay.
I mean, we are not only using force. If we need force, we will use force. Otherwise, we are going with try to build a conscious within them, and to try to approach them. I mean, how to deal with this case. Even some are regional because of the economy. Some are regional because of their culture. Some are mixed. So we cannot go for a holistic one. So that's
Uh,
why in the fifth and sixth schedule we see that some given greater autonomy. Even
okay.
still, some state have some, special status. Even Andhra, Karnataka.
371A, 371.
Hmm. Yeah, right.
All right. One more aspect can be added. Impact of regionalism. Telangana was made a separate state in 2014, and it has been around 6-7 years. So, what is the impact of development and governance in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh? Can somebody make comment on it?
I think these issues will be covered again in the federalism, where the creation of the new states will be like a topic.
Okay, we can cover it there also. Yeah.
I mean, well, I think Darsha has already said that even creating a new state will not solve every problem. Even in the case of development, in case of, but they should need a development approach and can go with that alone. Cannot go with alone.
Yeah, development approach is not the only agenda, and development is also not the only reason for the regionalism.
Right, right.
There are different reasons for the regionalism, cause of regionalism in India, and Indian constitutions provides a scope for every kind of regionalism. They offer platforms, they offer approaches, they offer solutions, and they offer the space for solutions for any kind of regionalism which have crept till now, and for God's sake, in the future also. So whatever Indian government are doing is under the constitutional framework, and their approaches are also varied: economic, federal system transformation, asymmetric federalism, economic agenda, Niti Aayog, innovative ideas like Niti Aayog, judiciary, upholding the liberal values of liberty, equality, fraternity, social method like reservation, their protection, human dignity. So right from preamble to all the article constitutional provisions provide ample scope for their accommodation. That's the crux. But overall, if it's seen that then developing countries tend to use force because they tend to guard their national identity, because they are new nations. So it has to mature before they will use like method like referendum, Scotland, Gibraltar like thing.
Even even some Western scholars never seen that India is a mature democracy, like Peter Seinhan. He's an upholder of, the racial superiority. He said that India is still in the nascent stage.
I think we should move on to the next topic now.
Right,
Ethnicity,
right,
role of ethnicity.
right.
I try to read a role of ethnicity. Its history is since the end of Cold War, ethnic movements have strengthened. Horowitz had done research